Hey guys, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Monique Bradley. This is my place, and in my kitchen today, I have the amazing chef Kevin Blakeman. Hey Kev.
Hello, how are you?
Really good. Look, we've been friends for a long time. We met through markets where you were doing live demonstrations of New Zealand products and locally produced stuff. We've done a lot of charity events together. How much money have you raised for charity?
In the one event we did $22,000. That was for Cure Kids, and there's been other little things here and there. We do the weekly barbecue for Mental Health Foundation, so yeah, we do a bit here and there.
Yeah, you've done a heap of stuff. You've also won awards for your work, so you won an award for a high tea, is that right?
Yeah, we entered a Dilmar high tea competition. We got we didn't win overall. We got a bronze. We were happy with that at the time,
that's
so
huge.
That's good. Yeah.
And so you've done a lot of stuff, and you were telling me the other day that you went to the supermarket, and because of this crisis that's happening at the moment, people are freaking out, and there was no pasta in the supermarket.
Sure, yeah, almost no pasta. For some reason, penne is crisis proof. No one wants to buy the penne. Every single brand had penne left.
No way.
But what we're doing today is sort of inspired by a conversation I had with a friend back in the UK.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he sort of said he'd been to the supermarket and they had no pasta left at all. And I joked and said, "Well, just make it." Because it's not that, you can't make it, it's really hard.
Yeah.
So the conversation has gone on and here we are. We're doing a bit of a pasta show.
That's what we're going to do today. So if you guys have ever wondered how to make pasta, we're going to show you, we, as in Kev, is going to show you really quickly. I'm going to be his sous chef today, so I'm really excited. Is that what you call them in the kitchen?
You can be that today. Yeah,
cool, excellent. And another question, can you do this with kids? Because there's kids at home at the moment.
100%. This is, it's really messy.
Yeah, they'll love it then.
Flour everywhere. I've done it with my eldest a couple of times. We've made raviolis. Today we're going to do spaghetti, but it's good fun. And honestly, when you see it now, like it's pretty simple. It's just mixing and a bit of time and a bit of fun, and away you are. So.
Okay, so let's dive straight into it. What are the key ingredients that we need?
So the long list of ingredients are eggs, flour, and olive oil. And a bit of salt. That's to make the basic pasta. We're going to put it today with some tomato sauce and parmesan, but the focus is on us actually making the pasta itself. We've got a bit of equipment that I'll show you shortly.
Cool.
But essentially, I'll show you how hard it is to mix these ingredients as well, which is not hard again. So we've got flour.
How many cups have you got there?
2 cups of flour. Yeah. And then we've gone with 4. My eggs are quite small, so you mix your 3 or 4 eggs. This one's 4 because they were quite small, and that goes in there too. And we'll have there's a small well in there, a little bit of salt, and about a tablespoon of olive oil as well. So just to begin with.
How did you know that was a tablespoon?
It wasn't yet, but it's better to add less.
Yeah.
And then
add it more.
Start with less and add more.
Add more. So when you add a little more, what would you be looking for if you know you need to add a little more olive oil?
Once we've finished this, I'll show you what it looks like. If it was too wet, you need to add a bit more flour, but you want to avoid that with pasta. Yeah. So it's just simple. If it's not coming together. You know you need a little bit more.
A little bit like when you make scones or something like that. If it's too liquidy, you want to add a little more flour and vice versa.
And actually, it's not too. The feeling of the actual mix is not too dissimilar. A lot. I guess a lot softer than scones.
Yeah. Question for you: why are you mixing it by hand when we've got a mixer?
So the mixer is for kneading. So what we'll have
bread.
Exactly. What we'll have when we finish this is quite a dry mixture, quite flaky. If you went to roll it on our pasta machine, which we'll go to soon, it would just fall to pieces.
I did not know that.
We're going to knead that for about 10 minutes.
And I have another question around this. Can you make if you've got gluten-free flour, can you do the same?
Yeah, so you can use the gluten-free flour. It might just be a slight adjustment in the measurements, but I'd say that when you're doing it, just to keep an eye on it in the same way.
Cool.
So making sure that, where we are now, as you can see, like this mixture is just, it's very crumbly.
Oh yeah, it is. It does look a lot like scone dough.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and like scones, we're gonna rest it as well. So that's a key part of it. So once it's 10 minutes, you want to rest that in the fridge for at least half an hour.
Why do you do
next
that?
Day. Again, it's just like if you imagine you're beating something up, you're stretching all the gluten
fibers
and the fibers and things. Yeah, so we're going to let that rest, and then again it'll be a lot better in the.
Does it mean it will be more malleable in the pasta machine?
Yeah, certainly.
Cool.
Again, once once you see it come out, it'll be far too warm as well to put through here because it'll be, be far, it'll be really soft.
Because it would have been
so
really
we want it to get in there as
overworked.
well. So
Okay,
cool. I'm happy with that where it is now. So we're gonna move it over to the mixer.
So you don't need any benchtop mixer that has a dough hook, right? You want a dough hook.
Yeah.
If you don't know what a dough hook, I'll take it off. This is my old benchtop mixer. This is a dough hook. I use this for bread. I make a lot of keto bread actually in this with a bread mix. A dough hook is designed basically to work through your dough. Great for very, very good for pastry if you want to make your own pastry. Excellent for bread. Fantastic for pizza dough. This is a first, Kev. Never done pasta in here, so I'm very, very excited.
And I mean, you can see how easy it is so far.
Yeah, really good.
If you don't even have a mixer, you can just do this all by hand. That way you would flour your bench.
And just
then
knead it
for a while and until it comes out the same sort of texture, So.
Okay, so when you're kneading it, might be 10 minutes? Shall we throw that on?
Yep, yeah, go for it. Well, I'll show you what it looks like now when it's finished. We'll continue with the here's some I made earlier.
It's just like TV.
And I'll show you what it looks like when it's finished. You would just knead until it's the same.
Okay, so it's to a particular consistency. Yeah. You're going to go on this side. We're going to make the dough. And I get to be the helper, so putting on my gloves.
So we have this awesome machine here.
Yep.
You can make all sorts of pastas on here. The first stage, just here as the front, is the main part of the pasta roller. I'll show you soon while we use it. And this would roll out. This is going to roll out a flat sheet.
Yep.
And then you could use that for lasagnas and raviolis and things like that. And then we take that and we put it through the attachment, which does spaghetti, fettuccine, and different ones like that.
Now it's all completely covered in flour, I noticed. Have you done that on purpose?
Yes, definitely. Okay. And also as well, kind of a unwritten rule that you don't wash this either. So it doesn't go rusty. Keep the flour on there when you pack it away. Clean it of the pasta, but more like with a brush than you would do with like a deep clean of it, because it can seize up all the wheels and things like that. So again, if you don't have one of these, and a lot of places, a lot of appliance places will sell these now. Yeah,
they're pretty popular. You can get them in kitchen stores. Come back on camera a little bit this way.
Sorry, disappeared there.
You can get them in places like Faro. You can. There's lots of kitchen stores that sell these. You can buy them online as well.
And it comes 2 stages. So we're going to go through it all now. It's really important. Just again showing you this attachment. So this is how thick the main roller is. Yeah. And you go up 1 stage at a time, which we're going to do shortly. If you lose your patience, and skip forward 4 or 5. Yeah. It'll all get ripped and wouldn't
so you literally have to do it
one at a
step
time.
by step.
Take your time, but the kids can get involved. As I said, usually this has also got a clamp.
Yeah.
And it's clamped to the bench. If you have a hangoving bench, you can do that. And to save your bench, you can actually put this between the clamp.
So if you've got one of those lovely bench tops, or you've got a beautiful wood bench top and you don't want to put dents into it, that's going to protect the bench surface.
That's going to protect the bench top.
Gotcha.
But today we're going to do it as if you're doing it with the kids. So my child here is going to be holding the pasta machine.
That's weird, Kev. That's weird.
And we'll do that. So let's start.
Okay, brilliant.
So this is our here's one I made earlier version.
So actually, can we just show them the consistency? It's a bit like Play-Doh, to be honest. That's the consistency, I would say.
And this is the amount that we've gotten from that recipe too, which at first sight you might think it's just a small bowl, but you'll see even from the small amount that I'm using here, how much we actually get from it as well.
Wow. So that's the size of, when kids buy putty, that's kind of a putty size amount, from one of those putty eggs or whatever those crazy kids use these days.
In fact, before I start, just stay there. I'm just going to quickly check this. How we're going? Yeah, we're good.
Looking good. The poor little machine's getting a workout.
It's working hard,
Okay, so that just goes into the machine.
Yep, into the machine.
And pushes it all through. So I can imagine kids would love doing something
if we were to cut this now, when we're cooking it, the outside would be overcooked. Okay. And the inside wouldn't be cooked yet.
Why is that?
Just because it's so thick, like the inside of it wouldn't be cooked. So that's why you have to do, go through until it's really thin. If you don't have one of these machines, you can use a rolling pin. You have to make sure that it comes out really thin.
But You'd be there for like 200 years, right?
You'd be there for a bit, you know.
Yeah. But you were saying to me before we started filming that pasta machines aren't that expensive.
No, I don't. From memory, I've had mine for a long time.
Yeah.
I think I got mine online, which was about $60.
$60.
Yeah.
Okay, so when you think of the cost of a packet of spaghetti, you're spending about $3 a pack of spaghetti.
Yeah.
That's not for fresh pasta either.
Yeah.
That's the dried stuff,
Yeah.
which for a family will do maybe a meal. That's only, what, 10 is 30. So after 20 packs, which if you're doing one a week, that's half a year, you've paid for your pasta maker.
And they're also not they're not soft machines. Like this is a durable machine. It's not electronic. You can be real flash. You can actually buy electronic ones.
Oh, I like that.
You essentially put the dough in and it reverses it and it does the job in the second. So I don't know if they're available on the normal market, but certainly. So we've done all the stages here. So this will be the last one.
Did you? That was quick.
If you find that it's sticking, what happens is you just dust a bit more flour on it.
So it needs to be that that's pretty thin.
So that's as thin as it goes. You could get away with the last one. You possibly get away with not doing the last one. And we're just going to dust it and go on to... So as you can see now...
Yeah, so kids would love this.
That small amount, exactly, the small amount that we had. And it's made this big sheet, you know, so just going to...
All right, so how do we turn that into spaghetti?
So we're going to switch sides.
Yeah.
Now there's two attachments here. One is for fettuccine and one is for spaghetti.
By the way, what you guys can't see is that the handle comes out and you put it into, on this side, actually I'll turn it around. You put it into the different parts of the machine. So it starts down here. That's what he was using for the to roll the dough. And then the other one slides in there. Oh yeah. Smashed it. And this is how we're going to make spaghetti.
And that was genuinely the first time you've
done that. Yeah, it's the first time I've ever tried it.
Yeah.
There you go. If I can do it, anybody can.
Now, if you're worried about handling this size,
you
can simply just cut it in half, which I think I'll do now as well.
Oh, that's a good idea. Need a knife?
Yeah, we'll just quickly cut that in half so it's easier to handle. Because again, I kind of think just off first instincts, you might get this might be 1.5 portions that we've rolled out here already. Right.
So remember, you get the kids to hold the machine if you're using it on the bench top.
And that's well floured, so it should just roll right the way through. And then you just feed it through with your hand.
Look at that.
If you find that you've got strands coming out the sides, just reset your hands.
It's very therapeutic. You know when you watch those videos of those machines that do that stuff over and over again? It's very therapeutic.
I find that in a non-work environment, it's a little bit different in a work environment. I find in a non-work environment, I love making gnocchi, pasta, just because it is very therapeutic, actually.
So when you're doing, because you're also a private dining chef, as well as working professionally in hotels and things like that, do you make your own pasta when you do private dining?
Whenever possible. I would never serve a dish. I would never, for example, serve a spaghetti dish or fettuccine dish using dried in a private dining environment. We tend to do a lot of raviolis and risottos for smaller groups. I love making ravioli. In fact, actually, talking about ravioli, it is really important that you do the thinnest one for raviolis. You'd probably get away with one up with the spaghetti, but certainly with the ravioli, you want to do the thinnest one.
And what type of fillings would you normally put into a ravioli? Like ricotta is obviously a good one.
It's a bit of a cheesy line, but the possibilities are endless, right? You know, so I actually, when I do them, I love when you slow cook something. So oxtail, brisket,
beef cheeks.
Beef cheeks, those really slowly braised. Things that can then become amazing fillings. So we've also got a tray here that we've done before. I just had to touch it because it's so cool. So this is one that we rolled out a bit earlier. Obviously not as neat as the one we just rolled out now. And this is also, again, it's floured, so a lot of flour.
One of the things you were saying to me before we went, we did this broadcast, is that once you've done the pasta like this, you would normally rest it again. Is that right?
Yeah, no, we'll dry it. And this one is, obviously you can't at home, but if you feel a difference between these two, and this was only made 10 minutes ago, the feel a difference in those two, how dry that is.
Oh, this is really soft. This is like, when you make, this is more like a pastry. Like a soft pastry, whereas this has got a lot more texture. And you can just feel the difference in the dryness. Brilliant.
And again, at work, what we actually do, we'll have something that's wrapped in Glad wrap. between two benches, and we actually hang over the pasta.
Oh
and it
wow!
dries
So
a lot
like
faster.
a broom handle.
Yeah. As long as it's wrapped, anything.
Yeah.
So
that's so cool.
we had it before, but you could basically, if you had something close enough, you could wrap this in Glad wrap, flour it, and hang it over.
Wow.
Now another reason for the hanging is
something like that.
fresh pasta freezes really well. So you
I
can
did not know
individually portion it and then freeze it, and it'll last 2 days in the fridge. The day you've made it, the next day, or in the freezer,
Because of course it's got fresh eggs in it and everything, so you don't want to leave it too long.
Exactly.
Awesome. So you were telling me before that this all cooks a whole lot quicker than dried pasta.
Sure does. So especially this thin, we're looking at 90 seconds max.
Oh my goodness.
So this is in and out.
Luckily, we've already prepared some boiling water.
Yeah.
So Kev's going to throw that into the water. Go, do it.
There's actually a recipe to the water.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Okay.
you need salt and oil for fresh pasta, but just salt for dried pasta. So there you go.
Why?
Stops it sticking. Is the main thing.
Wow.
So
what about all the, like, you've got lots of extra flour content. You can pop it straight in. You've got lots of extra flour on there.
Mm-hmm.
Does that not affect the water? I'll move out of the way so people can see. Does that not affect the water or anything like that? What happens to the extra flour?
No, because as soon as we're not actually really cooking we're not all the flour's still there. The flour's dusted off. It won't be there. So yeah, that's in there now.
Okay.
And it'll boil shortly, and then we're going to put it in. Again, we've done a tomato sauce today.
I'll just move this out of the way.
It's not really. It's up to you. You can do basil pesto. It doesn't matter what you decide to do. That's not the point of where we are today. You already know. You've already made your bolognese. Whatever it is you're choosing to do.
Yep.
Yeah. And if you prefer, like I said, with those machines, if you prefer your thicker ribbons, your fettuccinis, you can. When it comes down to not having that machine, you can buy a hand-rolled one. So you put it on your bench.
A pizza roller.
Yeah. So
that's pretty cool.
You probably your place like Briscoe's or somewhere that probably have those. You can roll them, or if you're a real flash, you could probably and you've got a lot of time and you want to individually cut the ribbons, you could probably do that too.
Okay, cool. So if you want to keep the kids busy, get them to individually cut the ribbons.
Cut and count spaghetti ribbons. There's a whole day there.
It's positive parenting and it's educational. So I just hop out of the way there. So, wow, look at that. So that's coming out.
Pretty much ready there now already.
Wow. So we've already got the tomato sauce.
Yep.
A basic tomato sauce there.
Yep.
Brilliant. And you like to put your spaghetti straight into the sauce, right?
Straight in. We put it straight in. A little bit of that water goes in there, especially less so with tomato sauces, but more like with your pestos or in our house, one very, very popular dish is I do a fennel pasta. So it's fennel, dried shallots, pine nuts, a little bit of chili flakes. We'll put that in there, and actually you want a bit of that water.
Oh, why is that?
Just to make just to sort of emulsify that sauce, because we would have started with butter. So So the sauce is already hot, sauce already cooked. It's not about the sauce today, and then we're just gonna go and put it onto the plate.
Awesome.
And I hope you would agree
really
how simple
quick.
it was, right?
Yeah, it is really quick. And I think right now, if you're really stuck, if the kids are at home, or if you just want, look, that looks so good. If you just want to give it a try, give it a go and let us know in the comments what you think. Beautiful. What's in your sauce today?
So we've just done a base tomato sauce. So it started off with some onions.
Yeah.
Some garlic, carrot.
Yep.
Then we saute that. Add tin tomato. You can even use tin tomatoes, and then blend that up. Very simple. It's Italian food, so we have to have a bit of
greenery,
bit of mess around the outside as well.
I turned it around.
It has to be messy. Italian food has to be messy.
I saw the mess and I went, no, I can't have that.
Has to be messy, actually. Yeah.
Oh, let me at least wipe the bench. I can't deal with that.
Oh no, it's okay. No. So we can see the difference now as well. While we've got that dish on there, we can see the difference with this now. How it's come together nicely,
Yeah.
So if you are hand kneading it, the thing you're aiming for, what we used to get told in college, was as soft as a baby's bottom.
Oh, perfect.
And then what we do is we wrap this like this in Glad wrap in the fridge for at least half an hour.
And
then again, just pull off those small amounts. You're better to roll through small amounts than you are a large amount, because as you've seen, even with me, in the end, you end up
with this giant piece of pasta.
So,
Brilliant. Am I allowed to try it?
Go for it.
Oh, yeah. I'm quite excited. I've never actually had fresh pasta freshly made like this.
And this is always this will be interesting on a live shot trying to eat spaghetti.
I know,
as well,
right?
So,
I'm gonna just
do.
How do they do that?
How do you even start? So yeah, there we go.
Okay. Oh no.
Long strand there.
I'm just gonna use my fingers.
Yeah, go for it. No,
I don't know if that's etiquette or not, but
this is the best.
It's my show.
This is the best part of the show. So.
Oh my god. It's actually incredible. It's the only way I can describe it is it's so fresh.
Yeah, like it is. That's the joy of fresh pasta, like it is. Actually, it sort of melts in the mouth as well,
Yeah,
so,
it does.
Yeah.
It actually does.
Yeah.
I've never had that experience.
And that's why some alternatives I always make sure that I have something crunchy with pasta. So you might have even breadcrumbs. Toasted breadcrumbs
with
some parmesan or parsley, pine nuts, the crispy shallots that you can buy as well.
Those. So good.
Anything like that, so you get a bit of crunch as well.
I love it. Well, thanks, Kev, for coming to my kitchen. I have learnt so much today.
That's good.
And I'd love to know what other sorts of recipes you want to learn from Chef Kevin Blakeman. You can follow him on Facebook. Just look for Chef Kevin Blakeman. And if you've got any questions, send them on through to him. He's more than happy to help. Kev, thanks for coming to the kitchen.
Thank you.
And we'll see you guys again next time.